All right, class. First off, as always, good day. I'm glad you're here. So, today's lesson is going to be the end of the chase for Booth. So, if you remember from the previous lesson, we talked about how the conspirators, Powell and Ozerat, and O'Laughlin, how they attempted to kill the Secretary of State, the Vice President, and General Grant, but they were all unsuccessful. And now we're going to talk about what happened to Booth after he shot Lincoln and left the Ford's Theater. That's what today's lesson is going to be about. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to the warm up. All right, so here's a picture from the Lincoln Memorial Building in Washington, D.C. If you can't read the words up on top, it says, "In this temple, as in the hearts of the people for whom he saved the Union, the memory of Abraham Lincoln is enshrined forever." So, my question to you is this: do you think Lincoln gets too much credit, you know, for what he did and things like that? Do you think that he gets, just enough? Hey, he got a memorial, he got statues, he has schools named after him. He's on a mountain, he's carved into a mountain. He's also on money. So do you think that's enough? Or do you think he's not praised enough? He should be praised even more. So, in your personal opinion, where do you think he falls under? Okay, and explain why you picked that. So, again, think he get praised too much? You think he gets praised about a good amount, or do you think no, he doesn't get praised enough? What do you think? Okay, so write your response. Pause the video because we're moving on in three, two, one. All right. So here's the thing. There are two people after everything is said and done, who basically get punished for something they didn't do. You know, one of them is this guy Edmund Spangler. Now, before Booth shoots Lincoln, he sees Edmund Spangler, and Edmund Spangler is a friend, but he's mainly a stagehand. He's one of those guys who at theaters he sets up the props, he pulls the curtain, gets the background just right, things like that. So Booth sees him and tells him, "Hey, Spangler, come here, do me a favor, take my horse and go to the back door and wait for me, okay?" He goes, I'll be right out. I need to do something real quick." So Edmund Spangler's like, "Sure, no problem, I can do that for you." So that's what he does. He takes the horse, goes to the back, it's just waiting there. And all of a sudden, here comes Booth busting out the back door with a busted leg. It jumps on his horse and gone. Spangler's like, "What the heck just happened?" Spangler doesn't really know what's going on. But then the military people come through and like, "Did you see Booth? Did you see Booth?" He's like, "Yeah, he went that way on his horse." "You didn't stop him while I was holding his horse for him." So you were helping out." It's like, helping out with what? Spangler has no idea what happened. Has no idea what's going on. But because he was holding the horse, he's tied in with this conspiracy. And it's basically kind of like a guilt by association type of thing. And I believe he served, I want to say like 15 to 20 years in prison, something like that. So here's the thing. I could be wrong about that, but I remember reading something like that. He went to jail, if I remember right. Now, Booth is on his horse, busted leg, sorry. He runs into meets up with a Harold, David Harold. I remember Harold left Powell. Powell was stabbing Secretary of State Seward, and when he heard him yelling, I'm mad," he took off on the horse and met at the Navy Yard bridge where Booth was. So he sees the leg and goes, "Hey, we need to go to Dr. Mudd." So they go to Dr. Mudd, they get his leg fixed, as best possible, and they start riding towards Virginia. Now, along the way, they're trying to find some help. So they know some Southern sympathizers, people who like um, like Booth, feels that the South is being taken advantage of, and their lifestyle is being hurt by the northern aggression and all that kind of stuff. So they stop at this guy Samuel Cox's house and tell him, hey, we just need food, water, anything you can help us. No, thing is, this guy Samuel Cox has no idea what happens. The word hasn't spread yet. You have to remember, this is before electricity and Wi-Fi and things like that. So it takes a while for news to spread. Okay. Now, as they're going through, as you see right here, they stay hide in the forest for a little bit, and Booth asks Harold, "Hey, do me a favor, go into town and get some Southern newspapers." See, by now he figures, hey, it's been several days. Word has probably gotten to the South that Lincoln's dead, and then people will be happy because I killed Lincoln. Then the South is going to see me as a hero, and bam, and then the South is going to come back and fight into the war, and then we'll beat the North because now all their people are dead, and they're going to be like scared and hurt and things like that, and then we can take over. That's what his thoughts were. But you're going to see something in a second. So instead of being considered a hero, Booth is actually condemned as a coward. Yeah, the Southern newspapers basically said, what kind of coward, what kind of sissy shoots a man in the back? Because that's the thing. Back then, that was seen as like a no-no. You did not shoot someone in the back. You didn't even give them a chance to fight back, defend themselves. They had no idea something was coming to them. So like Powell, who tried to stab Seward, people would see him more of a man than Booth because at least, okay, granted, Seward's in a brace, old man, hurt, but at least he attacked them face to face. So he saw the band attacking him, whereas Booth was behind Lincoln, and Lincoln had no idea that he was back there. So they're like, yeah, you're a coward, dude. Booth is furious, so angry, just flabbergasted, just like, wait, you're telling me the South has been just talking all this crap about Lincoln. Oh, Lincoln's doing this. Oh, Lincoln's doing that. Oh, someone should take care of him. Oh, someone should kill Lincoln, this and that. And here I am, the one person who does something, and now they're calling me a coward? They're calling me a villain? I did this for them. And here they are doing this, saying this stuff about me, negative things, calling me a coward. The heck? No, that's not right. That's not right. So Booth is just losing it. And so not only is the North upset and looking for him, now the South is upset as well. And he's just like, you gotta be kidding me. This is pure crap. Well, he can be angry all he wants. The North has soldiers looking for him, and they're following him down until they get to Garrett's farm. Now, before I move on really quick, I want you guys to look at this paper right here. This is one of the first papers to print out what happened. So if you see here, it says Lincoln and Seward assassinated. Seward was not assassinated, but again, because word traveled slowly, people heard, oh, Lincoln got shot, Seward got stabbed. People thought they're both dead. Well, we find out later Seward was not dead. He didn't die. But if you see the paper, it says like that he cut Seward's throat. Well, he did cut him, but nothing like through the throat type of thing, because again that brace saved him, So again, I just want to show you that. Okay. Now, at Garrett's farm, the Union surrounded this barn where Booth and Harold are at, and they tell him, "Hey, come on out. If you don't, we're gonna set it on fire." Harold comes out going, "Well, I'm done. I'm not getting burned." So he comes out. Booth is like, "No, I'm gonna fight to the end. Come on, bring it on. I'm not scared of fire." They're like, "All right, set the thing on fire." So smoke is in there. It's choking Booth. But Booth is just still right there. Just come on, bring it on. I'm not scared of you. Well, there was this soldier named Thomas H. Corbett, and he sees a hole in the barn wall, and he can see Booth. He's not exactly behind him; he's more to the side of him, and he puts his gun through, aims, and shoots Booth, and the bullet goes right through his neck, and Booth falls to the floor. Now Booth isn't dead. The bullet, yeah, went through his neck, but it paralyzed him. It didn't kill him. So he fell like a deck of cards, just boom on the ground. The soldiers rush in and they're like, oh, dang, he's bleeding. And then they realize, oh, he's alive. So they take him out of the burning barn and they're like, well, we need to get a doctor. And they're like, well, we're way out here. The town's over there. You know, we can send somebody. Like, yeah, go do it. All right. So Booth is basically bleeding for another 3 hours. And the soldiers still haven't come back yet with the doctor. And he basically just asks one of them, let me see my hands. And so the soldiers are like, well, I mean, he's paralyzed. It's not like he can bite our ankles or anything. He can't do anything. He's paralyzed from the neck down. So all right. So they show him his hands and they hold him up for him to see, and he looks at him and he says, useless. Useless. And then he dies. A little short time after that. So those were his dying words, and that was his last request before he died. Now, if you look at the bottom picture there, that is the vertebrae of John Wilkes Booth. Okay, and that little glass vial, uh, it's showing you the trajectory of the bullet, how it went through his neck. Okay, so there's a little visual so you can see there's his neck, and that's where the bullet went through, in and out. So here's my question to you. Booth could have asked for anything. Let me, have a bottle of whiskey, pray for me, whatever. He could have asked for anything. Instead, he asks to see his hands, and then he says, useless. Useless. What do you think he means by that? What are some possible meanings for that? Why would he want to look at his hands? Why would he say useless? You know, these are a man's dying words, last thoughts going through his head. What do you think he thought? What do you think he meant by that? You know. So think about it. Let your imagination go wild on this. What are some possible reasons why if someone's gonna they know they're about to die, would want to see their hands and basically say useless, useless. Why? Okay. So think about it, write your response down. Once you finish this question, um, you're basically done. All right. So next class we'll be talking about the reconstruction. Also, just a little heads up, we're going to be having a research project pretty soon on the Wild West. You will be doing some research either on a uh, outlaw, a lawman, or a Native American that were around during like the 1880s, 1900s, in that 20-year gap area. Okay, so just be sure you're in class for that. If you can't be in class for whatever reason, um, see if you can send somebody, family member, whomever, to get that stuff for you. Because again, it won't be on this grading period, which ends on I believe it's 29th. I want to say it is. I want to say it's on that. Give me 1 second. So on the 27th of January, It's the end of the grading period. So it'll be starting for the next grading period. I just want to get you um, prepared for that because it is going to be worth a good part of your grade for that next grading period. Okay, so you guys, you take care, you be safe, and I'll see you guys later. Okay.